Welcome everybody to the 2022 Acura MDX A-Spec. This is the most premium SUV, in fact the most premium offering that Honda and Acura have to make ever. Let's see how this premium SUV is. Front end of the MDX has the typical new modern Acura family look. It's got the sleek headlights with daylight running lights and a very big grille. In fact, the Acura logo is so big, I think it's actually bigger than my whole hand, but it has all the radar guided cruise control and the lane keep assist technology in the emblem, so that works. It's got very small little fog lights in the bumper, and you can see there is no cladding because this is the A-Spec. It's supposed to be a sporty urban version of the MDX, and no cladding, but it looks really good, especially in this paint we have, this red. I think it really pops, especially when it's clean and it's shiny, when it's sunny. I think it's a very good looking car. The side profile of the MDX again carries the same Acura crossover family theme. In fact, if it's not for the extended wheelbase and the rear 3/4, you might mistake it for the RDX. But this is the MDX, so it's the largest. So you can see on the side profile, it's the most visible. It's the largest SUV they make. This is the A-Spec, so there is no chrome, just like the front grille, all blacked out. The mirrors are blacked out. The alloys, which are 20-inch, which look really good, are blacked out. And there's all just black strip running around the window line. No chrome. Looks really good, especially contrasting with this red paint, and also there's a very big A-Spec badge on the fender. The rear of the MDX has it's a blend of simple but some nice touches and cuts. You can see there's some cuts and creases in the bumpers to integrate. There's a thick strip in the middle, and you've got some cladding in the rear. One thing you'll notice is that the exhaust pipes are extremely big. This is the 3.5 liter naturally aspirated V6 engine, so this is the engine. But if you get the Type S with the 3 liter twin turbo V6, those have quad pipes, and I think even they look pretty good. These look pretty good as well, very big though. And then you've got some minimalistic badging, so you've got the Acura logo, the MDX and the A-Spec. The tail lights have a very nice curve to it, especially when you have the lights on, like when I have, you can see the lights. It looks pretty good. Again, not too crazy, but just enough surprising elements to make it stand out on the road. Now I'm inside the Acura MDX, and well, you can see that Acura is a premium offering from Honda. Everything is so luxurious. Everything you touch, there's so much leather, and this being the A-Spec, there is a bit of, Alcantara suede going on as well on the seats. Everything else is leather. You've got leather on the doors, you've got leather on the steering, you've got leather on the center console. Over the speedometer, you've got leather armrest, you've got a leather palm rest, actually, if I can say. They're not an armrest. You've got cup holders, big size. You can put in drinks. You can put some bottles in the door as well. You've got a little storage to put in small knickknacks, maybe like keys. Everything else is gloss black here, which is a bit of a dust magnet. I mean, if I just do that, you can see there's a fingerprint magnet. There's a very nice screen. It has everything: wireless CarPlay, wireless Android Auto. The audio system is really good. The ELS 3D sound system, which this car has, which sounds really good. One downside though, this is not touchscreen, which is a big downer, and you have to use this trackpad, and that can be quite painful. This palm rest is actually made to use this trackpad. No other purpose, it doesn't move, but this is a little difficult to get used to. In fact, it might remind you of the Lexus cars of yesteryears. You've got a nice drive dynamic mode selector, which is a little over the top, especially the graphics once you select the drive mode is pretty intense and pretty over the top. But again, the clarity of the display is so good. And yeah, on the steering wheel, it feels nice. It's a 3-spoke flat bottom steering wheel, has nice stitching and nice aluminum paddle shifters as well. Yeah, everything feels really premium inside here, and I mean, top notch work by Acura. The seats are really good, adjustable in many ways, and you can do long drives. It's so comfortable and you won't feel tired at all. Now I'm in the middle row of the MDX. Yes, middle row. This is a 3-row SUV, but the third row is mostly for shorter height people or for kids, I would say. I'm in the middle row, and it's a pretty nice ambience. It's all black interior, but because the panoramic sunroof is so huge and the windows are so huge, although these are tinted because they have the privacy glass option. But the sunroof is so big, you get a lot of light inside and it's comfortable. You've got a lot of adjustments you can do. So the middle row, you can move the base, you can adjust the backrest, which is nice. You might think there is no cup holders in the middle, but you'd be wrong. There's a little strap you can pull and the middle row comes down and you have two cup holders and a place to keep your phone. Obviously when you have the third passenger, you can just quickly fold it up. There is no transmission hump, so it's flat. Third person is very much welcome. You do have some AC control, so it's single zone in the back, but you got heated seats in the back as well, which is nice. You've got two USB ports, a power outlet as well. Lots of stuff, and again it has the same aluminum leather finish in the back here, which feels really premium. One bonus, you do have window blockers as well to protect you from the sun. You've got door pockets as well. Again, everything, all the bases covered, feels really luxurious and premium. Good job by Acura in the back here. Now I'm behind the wheel of this Acura MDX. Let's see how this car is. So initially you have to slot there's no gear lever, so you have to press the button into drive, which I've already done. If you press it again, it goes into sport. So I can put it let me move out. And you can see that this engine, this 3.5 liter naturally aspirated V6, is so silky smooth. The refinement is top notch. I mean, you can just pull through the gears, through the revs. You can take it all the way to the red line. If I take control of the paddles and if I downshift, wow, and it sounds so good. No pumped in audio, just natural engine noise, intake noise, which is actually really pleasing in this day and age. The ride, even though this is on 20 inches, the rims, it's really nice. It soaks up bumps really well, and hardly anything filters in onto the cabin. As I said, the seats are really comfy, so you can do long distances and just not feel anything. See, it's actually, I'm in 7th gear now and I can go all the way to 10th gear if I pick my speeds up. But yeah, it's nice. The transmission works well. It's always in the right gear and there's no delay when you floor it, especially when I drove the Honda Passport, which had the same engine and gearbox. That used to hunt for gears. This does not, so that's a very pleasant surprise. I'm in normal mode, so if I use this fancy little knob to put it into sport mode, and you can hear the engine getting louder and it's more eager. See, if I downshift, wow, it's good fun. And let's be honest, it's good fun to push around corners as well. Even though this is a big 7-seater SUV, but it's good fun to hustle around the corners as well. It's good fun. Acura has nailed the handling. The steering feel is so good. So when you're at parking speeds, the steering is super light. Like, I'm not even kidding, super light, make it so easy. And as soon as the speeds build up, it becomes so weighty. There's so much feedback. I mean, the ride handling combination is just superb, mind-blowing, top-notch work by Acura on the way this car drives, rides and feels on the road. In conclusion then, the Acura MDX A-Spec, I think it's a lovely car, and you can see that Acura has poured in their heart into this. It's their more luxurious SUV. With this engine, this looks, this handling and this ride, it's, I think, a great combo. The fuel economy, it's a bit of a hit or miss, but I don't know if it's a deal breaker or not, because everything else really works for this car. It's really spacious as well. The interiors are luxurious and it's got all the tech as well. At around $70,000 Canadian for this A-Spec trim, there are variants that are more expensive than this, but this being the A-Spec at around $70,000, I think it's the sweet spot for the Acura MDX for consumers to buy. I'm personally a big fan of this car after experiencing it for a week. I think everyone should have a look at it. Thank you very much for watching. See you next time.